All right. Hey guys, I'm super excited for this tonight because I have a lot of amazing ladies on to help me. And yeah, we're excited because I know a lot of us, whether you're brand new, maybe been in for a while, or maybe just getting into a funk or need some, just some new ideas or some refreshers. This Zoom is going to be really good because we're going to kind of go over everything. And we have everyone on this Zoom tonight, all different ranks, all different levels, all the way up to presidential. And I'm just super excited for this tonight, you guys. So I'm going to introduce everyone. I'm Cass Goulet, by the way, presidential diamond leader. And I'm just excited because, I opened this up to a lot of teams. Oh, right. There's already 111 of us. We are keeners. All right. And you know what, you guys, I said this to my team earlier, like whether you're doing a Zoom or a party or just meeting up with someone, it's like staying close to the fire and just learning always, just nonstop learning, right? And that's how we keep progressing, right? And growing as leaders, right? So we're going to go over lots of topics today. I want to keep it around an hour. I have some amazing ladies, like I said. First off, I want to welcome you, Caroline. She is going to share a little bit about Facebook algorithms, checklist, and just everything, just some great tips that she has about Facebook. And they're really, really great. So, Caroline, I'm unmuting you. Oh, unmute yourself. There you go.
Yeah, that's
Yay.
good. That's working. Hey, yeah. Hi everyone. Yay, I'm super excited. So I'm Caroline and I'm from Montreal, so I'm a Frenchie. Don't judge my English, French, whatever sometime. But I'm gonna go quick because we have so much good leaders coming on this Zoom. So I just wanted to talk about Facebook because I'm not good with Instagram, but I'm killing Facebook. But you can be good with it, like with using Facebook with it works, or you can be really bad. So there's two ways of doing this. So first of all, your Facebook is your business page. This is your account of being your exposure to the world. But there's a couple things you need to respect with the algorithm. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I'll try that.
Algorithm, we know what you mean.
Okay, so first rule that you need to respect. When you post a picture on Facebook put a code on the back of it, okay? So make sure every time you post on Facebook, this is a different picture. I didn't find it on another page, or if I did, I will change the size of it or the filter, or I will add some text on it. So make sure you do that every time you post on Facebook. This is super important. So this is why when you post before and after picture on Facebook, you'll see you're not going to have so many likes on it. It's not because people don't like before and after picture. This is just because Facebook knows that this picture has already been seen and they don't want people to see stuff they already seen. This is a place that you want nice stuff going on in your how you say that, your whatever
On your feed. Yes.
Yeah, feed. Okay,
like your page.
whatever.
Yeah.
So they're not showing pictures that have been already used. So you can post like, hey, go check this result in the comment. This is really nice. This is my friend, and this is gonna work. People gonna go see, and it's gonna be really better. And people knows when you're inspiring people. So post some quotes sometime on your Facebook. It really helps people see more your stuff because Facebook is there for that. It's not to sell. It's not to promote people on Facebook. It's just about loving the stuff on your Facebook. So be like using nice stuff that people likes. And remove the location on your posts. Except if you're on a trip and you want to share that you're on a trip, remove that you are in Calgary or you're in Montreal. Because if you let that in your post, Facebook gonna show your post or whatever to the people in this area. So you're gonna have a lower people seeing it, even though you want everyone to see it. It's gonna be just for this particular states or whatever. So it's really important. And go to your friend request. when you're sending a friend request, you have to clear that out sometime, because it's bad. People like, they don't accept, but Facebook think that they don't like you. You're unfriendly, and you need to like clear that out, all of it. And if you don't know where to go, you just need to go on your computer, on your page where there's friend. I'm gonna share. Oh no, my page is in French. This is bad. Huh?
It's okay. No, so
Okay.
we understand what you mean.
Okay,
You
so
need
just
to go to the
remove
filter
those
and clear it out.
and
Yeah.
this is really good for your algorithm. And did you know, maybe you don't know, but when you're wishing people happy birthday on their wall, this is good, but using Messenger will increase a 40% your visibility in their wall. So make sure you do both, their Facebook and private message them. This is way better. You're gonna have more comeback of that. And avoid call to action on your post. Don't say message me, text me, or whatever you call people to do, because Facebook knows that you're advertising or trying to have people contact you, and they don't like that. So avoid that. Also avoid talking about money, work, or those words that Facebook knows, and money sign. But you can use emoji.
Mm-hmm.
Money. This is good. Facebook don't care. He loves emoji. So use that. And also, people don't notice. They don't know this. Okay, that.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Am I tired? No, not at all. Also, when you're trying to, how you say that in English? Tag. Yeah, tag people in your post. You think it's good. It could be good. But if the people don't allow the tag on their picture, this is way too bad for you. They need to accept the tag in the first 5 minutes to don't ruin your algorithm of it. This is really important because you don't know that, but Facebook think that because people didn't accept the tag, they don't like you, or they don't like this picture, they don't want to be in this picture. Also, it could be not really that, but try to make sure the people you tag in will accept it, or go message them, hey, please, can you accept my tag, or whatever, because it's bad for you. Okay, don't post a link of your website or what the fit on your Facebook, because it's bad. Also really bad. Facebook knows it's for like have some sales going to this, and this is the same for YouTube, because YouTube are having money by showing their video on their website. If you post a video of YouTube on your wall, people will not see it. So this is not worth it. If you want to really show a video of you talking about something, post it in the comment or do a live. Don't post YouTube video. This is not good. And remove all the distributors that are not in your downline or your direct leader or person that inspire you. Remove all of them. All distributors that are not in your team or your upline, remove them. Why? Because this is spamming your Facebook. Facebook knows what you want to see. They're going to see you stuff from It Works, and you want to see your potential and not It Works distributors. So remove them. This is not, you can follow people, but don't add them on friend. Like, don't friend them, follow them. But yeah. And also make sure when people goes to your Facebook, there is no way looking at your profile picture or cover picture or main picture that you are doing It Works. Because if they're seeing that, they have 3 seconds to accept your friend request. If they see It Works in the work type or whatever they see It Works, they will think that you're gonna spam them, even though it's not true. Remove all the stuff that says that you're It Works distributor. It's not because it's bad to be a distributor. This is just bad for the 3 first seconds that people judge you. This is bad. They don't know you, but they think they did. So they do. Whatever. So that is it for the algorithm. I hope it was good for you guys, and that my English wasn't too bad. But I'm gonna post in the comments here in the chat a 1 hour checklist that I told my team to do since December, and it's really, really working well. This is for you to grow your network, grow your relationship with people, and also grow your algorithm, because it's really based on 1 hour. But when you're gonna go and be better at it, it's gonna take like 30 minutes. But if you do that every day of the week, every day of the month, you're gonna be like ambassador by next month. I'm telling you, this is no kidding. People likes it, and you're gonna be so busy, you'll have to leave your job. Seriously, no kidding. So I'm gonna post it because it's really long and I don't want to spend time talking about it. But if you have questions, just come message me. I'll be happy to help. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you, Carol, so much. So many great points. And it's so true. If you're doing Instagram or Facebook or whatever you're doing, you need to be doing it correctly, right? Or else you're wasting your time, right? So thank you so much for your points. That's amazing. I love Facebook too. I'm really loving Instagram right now. So my next two ladies who are going to be helping us out here, Chelsea Cooper and Steph Azaria, sorry, I always say your name wrong. I'm sorry. So they're going to share some helpful tips on Instagram, steps to success, and just a little bit of what they've learned and what's really working for them. I know Chelsea is really loving Instagram. Steph's doing a really great job at Instagram. And Chelsea, if you want to unmute yourself.
Hi, guys. Hey, happy Monday. So I am Chelsea Cooper, Triple Diamond, and Instagram has quickly grown to be my bread and butter in my business lately. So essentially what I just wanted to talk to you guys about, a couple tips. Carol Ann, thanks for that, because those were really awesome with Facebook, and the algorithm was super helpful for sure. So with Insta, there's a few similar points. The call to action, you guys really want to make sure that you are not saying things like join my team, which we wouldn't say that anyways, right? Join my team. You don't want to say comment below. You don't want to say anything like that, and really utilize the emojis. Instagram loves emojis. Instagram loves speed. So going into that further, what I always do is I always start my morning with a power hour on Instagram. And my first 10 minutes is literally going to my current followers, followers being the people that are following you, following are the people that you're following. That's going to make sense in a second here, why I'm telling you guys the difference in that. What I do is I give hugs and high fives to followers. So essentially what that means is I'm going to go down the list. I'm going to give 3 to 5 likes on different photos. So that's 3 to 5 photos that I'm liking. And then I'm choosing 2 to comment on with more than 4 words. More than 4 words, if you comment a full sentence, essentially, then you're good. It won't trip the algorithm, and Instagram really likes you to utilize a full sentence. So instead of just dropping an emoji on somebody's comment, which I'm sure you guys have probably come across, like comments from marketers or things like that, where it's just like the 100 symbol or emoji. Don't do that. So actually go on and, find a photo that you can be genuine with. And of course, just say, hey, I love that top. Like, where did you get it? What I always do, a big tip, is I always tag them. So I find out, obviously, like I scroll to the top of their feed and I see what their name is, or their Insta name. And I say at so-and-so, because that actually goes to a different handle with them. So it's not just like they see you commenting. So for example, if they just posted a photo, you can get lost in that, right? So the way to separate yourself from that is actually putting the at symbol and then at whatever their name is. And it's actually going to go directly to them as a notification. So you won't get lost there. So hopefully that helps. Now I'm very big, sorry. I'm very big on sending warm messages to my cold market. Instagram, it is acceptable to do that there. So essentially what you want to do, and what I do, is I utilize text replacement in my phone. I have an iPhone, so my Android users, I don't know the steps to get there for you, but I'm sure it's in your settings. So for me, it's settings, general, so where you would do an update, like a system update to your phone, and then you'll see keyboard and you'll see text replacement. So for me, it actually is text 1, text 2, text 3. So I know exactly how my conversations are going to go, and they just sound like me. So how I do this where it's sounding like me is I'm just sending a little snippet of a compliment that sounds like me. So I mean, I'm kind of goofy and I'm Southern. So I'm like, hey, girlfriend, what's going on? Or hey, girlfriend, your newsfeed looks amazing. Just think that you'd be great at what I do. Have you ever thought about it? And you ending with that conversation, they're going to be like, wait, what? What does she do? And now what they're going to do is go to your newsfeed and see what you're all about. So the next point here, you guys want to make sure that you're showing your adventure. You guys want to make sure that you have bright photos. You guys want to make sure that you're not being salesy. So you guys, none of us are It Works. We're passionate about It Works. So we want to implement our day-to-day life shown in photos with the fact that we're business owners for this amazing company. So how you do that, how you do that essentially is just take photos everywhere you go and stock up on them. I literally keep like a purgatory of photos in my phone and I'm ready to go. Like today, for example, we were at, my parents are in town visiting. So we went to a little barbecue restaurant. Somebody unmuted, sorry. Keeps going away. Essentially what I did was, it was just a cute area. So I found, when we were sitting at the bench on the patio, I just took a picture of like a cute, area, and I edited it. And I'll give you guys some really cool photo editing apps that you guys can download too. But I took a cool photo, and how I implemented my business into that scenario, I didn't have anything in It Works on that photo. But what I talked about was the freedom of being able to go eat with my family on a Monday and not having to take time off of work. Gratefully enough, I've been home with my business for about 2 years. And I just kind of was able to pour into that. And I was telling a story essentially with my posts. So whenever you post, you want to make sure that you're talking to somebody, right? Because somebody will look at that post or a post like that and be like, wow, like I need more time at home. I don't want to have to take sick days when my family's in town, or if I have to travel or whatever it may be, I don't want to take time off. So that's something that's going to relate to someone, right? And that's going to make them say, wow, like I want to talk to her, or I want to talk to him about what she or he does. Okay. So that's something I do all the time. Now, when people do respond to me, I do 10 minutes of messaging after I interact. It's a part of my power hour to my current followers. So once I send that initial first text, I have it in my phone as text too. And people are like, well, what do you do? I give like literally probably maybe a sentence about what my past was. Say, well, girl, I've worn a lot of hats. I'm a former pageant queen, I'm a personal trainer, and a former broadcast narrator. But gratefully enough, I have been brought home because of this awesome business. I help people with their health goals. I share awesome products and a cool business opportunity. Super simple, so fun. Awesome, right? And I leave with a question. So, I just keep it super simple, and I'm me. So that's something that you guys can utilize in that like second little text. What's something about you that somebody could relate to? I don't just say, oh, well, I share really great products, which we do, but I say something about me because it's a little more relatable, and they could be like, oh, wow, you did all these other things, and then this brought you home. Like, that's pretty cool. And if you guys aren't brought home yet from this business, that's okay. You guys still have a story to tell, right? So utilize that and let people relate to you. And then when they say, yeah, that sounds great, what all does it entail? This is where I get them over from Instagram to either my phone or Facebook. You guys want to get people on voice chat. So that third text is text 3 in my text replacement. I say, girl, I totally suck at Instagram Direct or Insta Direct, whatever it's called. Here, shoot me an ad on Facebook. And I literally just send my Facebook link. I say facebook.com/Miss Chelsea Cooper. You guys can find that. It's usually just at the top, like where the search bar would be for Facebook is where you can find your URL for that. And then I sound like me again. And I'm just like, hey, like add me on Facebook. Like, let's be friends. Majority of the time, 99.9% of the time, they add me over to Facebook almost instantly. And when they do that, I send them a wave, because you can like wave on Facebook now. So I send them a wave and I send them a voice chat. I'm like, oh my gosh, you found me. What's up? How's it going? And just be you. Like, I know voice chat can be scary. Cool little tip for that is voice chat yourself, search yourself, and you can voice chat yourself, listen to it, and then you can forward it to whoever you want it to go to. So that it's a little less scary that way. Right? So that's pretty cool. And then that's how I utilize it. And then I get people, obviously I grow the relationship in every follow-up. I get people to our events right away, just via voice chat. And how I do that is I say, hey guys, or hey, like, actually I have an opportunity event going on next week, and let me screen sharing. I have an opportunity event going on next week, and I think it would be really cool for you to hear a bunch of stories and to gain your own perspective. What do you think about that? And you're just saying, or you can also say like, it would mean a lot to me for you to hop on, help me shake the nerves out. Just be super real. And if you say it would mean a lot to you, people want to help you. So just say things like that, and just be super real and talk to people how you would talk to your best friend. So the 3 apps that I utilize to edit my photos. Now I have iPhone again, so Android, I'm not sure what they would be or if they would be the same, but these ones are the ones I use. PicsArt I utilize to layer photos, PICSART. And that's whenever you see photos of like maybe you sign an LC and you get that email and you crop that you have a new LC and you put it on a photo that you took of whatever you're doing that day. That's that app that you can do that with. Facetune, FACETUNE. Now that one you can blur the background and have one main focal point, which is really cool. You can get rid of blemishes and, beautify it too if you want to. What else? PicTapGo is the bomb. This is like a layering filter app essentially. So I use PicTapGo. It's PICTAPGO. So I use a few filters to brighten mine up. If you guys go to my Insta, you'll kind of see that everything kind of looks uniform. It's Miss Chelsea Cooper if you guys do want to look for it or just see kind of what I do. So it's Lights On is the filter I use, Highlight, and Crispity. And I just layer these until the photo just looks really crisp and bright and inviting. So remember, whenever you're sending messages to people on Instagram, they're going to go creep your page right away to see what you're all about. So with that being said, you want to see, you want them to see an adventure. So you don't want It Works stuff every other photo. So you don't want It Works probiotics, another It Works probiotics, It Works degrees. Like you don't want that there. But how you're going to utilize these things is you're going to go and take lifestyle photos of yourself, or you're just going to, post a photo of like, maybe you're working out, go post a sweaty photo of yourself, getting your rear end in shape. And then in the comments, or not in the comments, I'm sorry, in the status update where you can write a little snippet, go in there and talk about what you're utilizing. Just be like, I feel so good today. I use my keto coffee and my workout was a blast. This is the best energy I've ever had. So you're talking about it in the status part where you're writing, right? So you don't have to just have an It Works photo for it to be an It Works life post, if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But that way it's still, you're talking about your life and you're implementing your business into it. Couple more things. Sorry, I feel like I'm rambling.
That's awesome, Chels.
The app I need.
Can everyone please make sure they're muted, you guys? I don't know someone's unmuted. I don't know who it is. Those are awesome tips.
Thanks. Cleaner and Captivate, they were flagged recently, but they're working now. So what happens is, I told you guys about the followers and following. Followers, you want your followers to be higher than your following, okay? Because it makes you look like a person of interest. When your following is higher, people will assume that you're just trying to spam them. It just doesn't look good via Instagram, right? So what you guys want to do and how you want to grow your network. What I do, I go in, I use the Captivate app, CAPTIVAT, and that's on iPhone. Android, I think it's called Followers, Unfollowers. I'm not 100% positive on that. But what I do, I take 10 minutes at night. I utilize Captivate. I go to the search and I literally look up colleges. I look up boutiques. I look up celebrities and I go to their followers. And now I'm looking at people that have really great pictures. Okay. And I usually choose 300 to 400. And what happens is this app will put people in what it's called like a pending queue, and it goes night mode. So you can actually run this app throughout the night and it's going to like one person per 90 seconds. So you don't get flagged. Right? And it's real people because you just went through and chose them. So it's not like an app that's running and just picking random people for you. You physically went in and chose these people, but now it's going to go ahead and follow it for you throughout the night. You do have to keep the app open, by the way. You can still charge your phone and everything, but you have to keep that app open. Heads up, because first few times I did not do that and it didn't do anything. And on the flip side, because your following can grow higher than your followers when you do that. On the flip side, every 48 hours, I go to the Cleaner app, CLEANER, and I will run that and I will unfollow every single person, just like Carol Ann said, same scenario. You want to unfollow people that aren't following you. Okay. And you don't need to follow other It Works distributors. You don't want to do that. But that's going to bring your ratio back to, where it should be. Okay. Law of 20% kicks in. Not everybody's going to follow you, but that's why it's so important to send a ton of messages a day and to add a ton of people at night. Okay. Because the more that you message, the more that you follow, followers are going to grow. That's more potentials for you. And the more messages you send, that's more people that are going to actually be interested. Okay. So I try to shoot for 50 to 70 a day. And I literally, it helps so much when you have that text replacement because it happens quick. Okay. So hopefully that all makes sense. That's really all I had for tonight.
That's awesome, Chelsea. Thanks so much. And like, again, like both the ladies said, like whether you're doing Facebook or Instagram, you need to make sure you're doing it correctly, right? Otherwise you don't want to waste your time, right? So it's really good learning all this. Okay. That's why, I mean, I love that everything that you guys said, because I know I'm learning things too. And you guys are like amazing at both at this too. So I know Steph, are you there? I just saw you. Steph, there you are. Hey girl, can you unmute yourself? You're doing really great with Instagram too. Can you share your tips and things that are working for you right now?
Yes, I can do that. So what I have been doing lately that I found that has been working for me is sharing like my day through Insta stories. So from the time that I wake up until the time that I go to bed, whether it's, I'm having my keto coffee in the morning, or I'm going to the gym, I'm by the pool, I'm hanging out with the family. I don't know what it is, but people are so nosy and they really like to know what you're kind of up to. So I found that has been working quite a bit for me. I have been utilizing the polls a lot. So for both the business and the products, you can make something like, who's looking to grow out their hair? And then you can have the two options. You can say like me, or more info. So that way you can message everybody who like replied to that status. I have been, of course, sharing the products that I have been loving and using, and I have been trying to do it like not in a spammy way. So maybe I'll be making my shake after my workout, and then I can just say like how much I've been loving it, how good it tastes. And then maybe I'll take a picture of it, and then in the background you can see the little It Works shake. So that's been pretty good. I have also been sharing my story more so in my feed. And then, like I said, just showing my everyday throughout my story. Sorry, I'm just looking up my notes, see what I got written down over here. And since I'm visiting my family here in Miami, like I'm actually from Canada, I live in Europe as well. So I'm all over the place.
I don't feel sorry for you. No.
Nope. I've been getting a nice.
I love you. It's okay. No.
So you threw me off over there.
Sorry.
That's okay. So a lot of things that have been working for me, or that I've been getting a lot of attention in, is showing my office views. So maybe if I'm working by the pool, or if I'm at a coffee shop, like people are actually messaging me and coming up to me and being like, hey, like, what are you doing? How are you able to work from like the pool? Or like, what do you do? Because people are curious about it. Every time also whenever I follow people, I wait for them to follow me back, and then I'll go through their profile as well. I take a little look around, and then I'll message the girl saying, oh my gosh, girl, like I love your feed, or your puppy's so cute. And then that way she could just be like, oh, who's this person? So she goes into my profile and she takes a look. So like that, I've been trying to build relationships more so than trying to spam people right away, And then another thing that has been working well for me is in the polls, I also like people what they want to see more of. So I did one where I said, what would you like to know about, how I got started, or what my day looks like? And then people answer. And then, of course, eventually I'm going to talk about both those things. So that's pretty much what has been working for me. Do you have any questions?
No, that's awesome. And like what both of you guys said, like on Instagram, you can do that. You can just message people. It's a little bit different than Facebook, right? So especially when you put up the polls and the stories, you see who's watching your stories. When you click bottom left, it all comes up, all the names, right? So, it's super simple. Like both you guys, are working Instagram and doing amazing, and it can work for anyone. You just need to learn proper tools, right? So thank you, ladies, so much for sharing. Next up, Alyssa and I are going to share a little bit about online parties, products, your just how you're presenting yourself on Facebook, Instagram, all social media, or maybe you're meeting people out in public, or you're meeting with someone at a coffee shop, or whatever you're doing. Alyssa, I just saw you. Where'd you go?
I unmuted myself.
Okay, awesome. Why don't I see you?
I don't know.
Okay, it's okay.
I'm on my phone now.
Okay, awesome. You go first, because I know you have some great stuff to share.
Geez. Okay. So hi everybody. My name's Alyssa. I'm an executive. I've been in the business for about 2 years, so slow and steady is my game. I guess I've really worked on kind of branding myself and always talking about being positive, never really talking about my negativity that happens in life. I mean, we all have stuff going on.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm always showing the brighter side of life. You know, I've got my products. I feel like I post about the products at least 3 or 4 times a day, whether it's something just simple as holding my drink or something along the lines of, you know, having a warm bath and a facial like I was going to do tonight. So there's just these little things where you just can incorporate your products and the business into your life piece by piece. It's not something where, you know, you have to sound salesy or you have to, you know, copy and paste a post, because I find that just being as an original as possible is the key to this, and that's what brings people in, is being yourself and not being like somebody else all the time. Another good thing that my team and I have been doing, we've really been working on online parties weekly. We find that that's just bringing in a lot more potentials. We're trying to have a different leader post or host the party each week. That way it gives everybody an opportunity to learn and be able to grow as a leader, as well as bringing in different potentials. We all have a different style, so we like to, you know, let everybody see what we're all about, because we're not all the same people. What else?
And one thing I love about you, Alyssa, if I can just, interrupt you for a second.
Sure.
I would say, you know, the one thing I love about Alyssa, when she joined you guys, she joined because she was a customer of mine, right? And she kept talking about the products. And so at first you just joined because you're like, hey, I like the products. You weren't really into the business at first, right?
No.
So, and then
I just wanted the stuff.
She just wanted the products, and she loved it, and she talked about it with everybody. And then all of a sudden, you know, she went to conference this year, and, you know, just recently, I'd say within the past, you know, 6 months, you've really, you know, I mean, I don't like you saying I'm just executive, right? Don't say that, because,
no,
you know, and also, honestly, I know I'm just bugging you, but Alyssa is really great because she's really, it just goes to show you that people can change so quickly in this business too. Like, everyone joins for different reasons. And now, like, you're set, you could go double diamond very soon. You know what I mean?
And that's so exciting.
Yeah. And so it's crazy how when you start implementing all these steps, she's saying, like online parties and working with your team, and how quickly, you know, your goals and everything can change. I mean, so I just wanted to add that. Sorry to cut you off there.
No.
And I'm super, like, you're doing lots right now, and it's exciting. I'm super excited.
Well, exactly. Like, I want to throw in that I was someone who was completely afraid to do this. I keep looking at how many participants there are, and I'm like, ooh, I'm talking in front of everybody. But I have this year gone out of my not out of my way, but completely out of my shell, that I have booked myself almost a vendor event each month, sometimes 2, just because if you really want this business to work, I realize it's not a hobby anymore. I want to take that time off my full-time job. I want to be able to go and do things with my family, like that's my boyfriend and I and our dog, and I want to go out on adventures. And so I want to work this as a business, whether I have a full-time job plus all these other little things going on. We just need to always work together and realize that, you know, this is our end game. This is going to be the end game for a bunch of us. So it can change. You know, if you think you're in the moment where, you know, this isn't it, or this is my hobby, something will ignite in you, and you're going to be like, oh my God, I want to do this all the time, every day. I want to talk to people all the time.
That's awesome.
But yeah, that's about it.
No, that's awesome. And, you know, just to add a little bit to that, we have quite a people adding things on here, so I don't want to talk forever. But you guys, with online parties, like honestly, as soon as I started doing online parties. So if you do one and like 2 people show up, who cares? People are watching you. I know some of you like to do them private. Some of them like to do public. I mean, there's pros and cons with both of them. You know, we've been keeping them private recently and then just inviting people. It's super important that when you're inviting people, you're following up with them. You can't just send someone an invite. You have to be messaging them. You have to be like, hey girl, I'm so excited for you to come tonight, like the day of. I see so many times distributors join and, you know, get your new distributor set up with an online party right away and help them. That's the first thing I like to do when distributors join. Because, you know, you'll do it for them or you'll host them, whoever signed up the person, and just get them excited about their business, right? Maybe one person shows up, maybe no one shows up, who cares, right? I remember, especially in the beginning, you know, I was like, oh, like no one's coming to the parties, oh, no one's showing up. And then I was like, you know what, the more I kept doing them, people were watching me, right? So, you know, just keep doing the parties, but you have to be consistent. You know, if you're, do them weekly, do them every other day, you know, help your team grow because you want to help your team. Maybe you don't have a team yet, but, you know, people are watching you. It doesn't matter what rank you are. I mean, you can go diamond or ambassador or whatever your goals are, right? But you have to be consistent in showing people. Alyssa talked a lot about like products and just, you know, sharing our products, but like, I know a lot of the girls say, don't be spammy, right? We don't want to talk about ads. I know one of the girls later is going to share a little bit more about attraction marketing. From day one, I mean, I look back on my on this day posts. I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I post like a year ago? And it was terrible, right? But Facebook and Instagram and everything is changing so much. So don't even worry about that. But just, you know, if you like to talk about, you know, like, you know, I know some of the girls like to talk about a lot about their family or maybe like beauty and health and fitness. And like, it's so crazy how you can just incorporate what you're doing, you know? So you're not going to talk about the products every single 5 minutes, right? I know I see people spamming and spamming and spamming. And I know one of my girls, Robin on here, she's a diamond. She said this earlier on our team page, no negativity on your Facebook. It's so bad, you guys. It's so bad. Your social media is your business. It's your platform, right? So if you got into a fight with your husband or you're having a bad day, it's okay to be real and share about life things that are happening. That's good. It's good to be vulnerable and share that we're real people, right? It's okay to do stuff like that. But don't post about all your dirty laundry and all this garbage going on, right? No one needs to see that. We're supposed to be the hope and light in people's lives, okay? So that's something really, really important. And if you're not consistent, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, in-person, vendor events, whatever your big goal that you like to do and that works for you, people don't take you serious, okay? People, you know, it doesn't matter. You know, maybe you took a few days off, just get back into it, right? Just the biggest thing is just taking action. You know, I even shared on my team page today, the biggest thing is just, if you're going through a funk, just go do a party, go rap someone, go meet up with someone. It gets you excited. I was excited about the Zoom tonight. I have a migraine today and I was just like, oh, I'm excited about the Zoom. I don't care. I get to see everybody, get to share with everybody, and it pumps us up, right? It gets exciting, you know, and everybody learning from each other. So that's really, really important if you're doing online parties or in person. I know lots of you guys like to do in-person parties. Lots of girls and guys on my team like to do all their own little parties for their team, and then we do team ones, and just connect with your upline if you need help or, you know, just with anything like that. So it's super, super important. Next up, Tan and Jennifer, they're going to talk a little bit about growing your network and growing relationships with people, which is so important. Tan, do you want to go first? I don't see Jen here yet, but maybe she's on one of the pages here.
I'm here.
Hi.
Hi, ladies. It's been a while. Hang on.
Yeah. I'm happy to see you.
Thanks. I'm happy to see you too.
We have
okay,
the same name.
So we've been talking lots about social media, so I'm going to get you thinking away from social media for a minute. So I've spent, okay, first of all, I'm Tanya. Been with the business just over a year, Ruby leader, soon to be diamond leader.
Yeah, you are.
And I spent a lot of time building on social media. And it's worked well, but eventually you got to get out from behind the computer screen.
Mm-hmm.
So what I found is it was difficult to find things that were going on locally and throughout the day. Like most things are happening in the evenings with people, and it's hard, you know, whatever. It's just difficult finding things that you're interested in your community. So we use a lot of Gary Vaynerchuk. We're doing a lot of his training, and he's always talking about Meetup. Meetup. I hear it all the time.
Mhm.
And I'd never checked it out. So last week, I actually set up an account on meetup.com. Now, I don't know how many of you guys know this, but I'm about to screen share real quick with you guys just to give you an idea of what this is, because it is fabulous. So when you're setting up an account with this, hang on, I just gotta find my, where is it? Okay, so when you're setting up an account with this, it's gonna ask you all of the things you're interested in, all of the things that you love. So whether it's meditation or yoga or fitness or book clubs or mom dates, whatever it is, okay? So this is gonna tell you, let's click on groups just to show you here. Okay, so this is all suggested meetups. So right now, there's a book club in my area. 50 people are interested in one in my area. There isn't one. Do you understand? So all of these are meetups. All of these things are things that are going on within a 50-mile radius of my address where I am right now. In your calendar, when you set up an account on Meetup, this is all the things going on in my area. So tomorrow, it starts at 9:15 in the morning. There's a meditation drop-in that you can go and participate in. So these are ways to find things to do outside of your office space to get you in front of real people doing things that you guys love and that you're interested in. And it can be anything. There's stress and anxiety meetings and river valley hikes here in Edmonton and all kinds of things. So of course, this is more for people that are city living, right? If you're in a rural community, you're going to search the city closest to you, right? What's great about meetup.com, you guys, as you get familiar with it, is you can create your own group. Now, there's going to be a fee with that, but listen closely. So when you set up a meetup group of your own, let's say you love reading and you're going to set up a book club in your neighborhood, yeah? And you set up that group and you spend some time and you set up that meetup group. Soon as you hit publish, Meetup sends out an email to everyone who has said they're interested in book clubs. And they say, there's a new meetup in your area, okay? Everybody who joins your group, you get all their contact information, okay? You get their emails, their phone numbers, all of that stuff. And they already see you as kind of the boss, yeah? Because you've set up this group. You're bringing people together. So there's an example of a guy that worked for a health and wellness company, okay? He set up a meetup group doing yoga in the mornings. He had a friend who was a yoga instructor. People paid $5 drop in for yoga outside in the park, right? The yoga instructor loved it because she was able to meet multiple people every week. But the guy with the health and wellness company was getting all the contact information for all of these people. His group was in the thousands, right? So not only can you get out and meet new people just by joining events and going and meeting people in your area, you can set up groups. So whether it's, mom play groups, whatever it is you're into, you got to think big. You can set up events in your local area to bring people to you. Right? So you could do sip and samples and you could send out invites to those people who already like you because they're already meeting with you and you're already chatting with them and forming relationships with them, that they already trust you anyway. So Meetup for me has been working really, really well as far as getting people on my Facebook who are new, who have never heard of network marketing, a lot of them. It works. What's that? They've never thought about staying home making money. There's a lot of people, you guys, that don't understand this concept, right? They don't. And when they hear about it, they're like, what? I can do that? So that's just a great way. I wanted to share that with you guys tonight because I think it's really important. I think everybody gets, lost in social media. It can be really difficult. And I think that you guys sometimes feel like it's saturated because that's all you're seeing. And you get discouraged because you think there's way too many It Works distributors. And I'm here to tell you there is not. So you've just got to get away from the computer and out of those, and just meet people belly to belly. Get people where they can meet you and trust you and get to know you. And then you're doing things local for your community and all kinds. You can dream bigger. You can think bigger. Meeting more people, doing more things for your community, getting more involved, because that's what we do at It Works, right? We like to give back. So find ways that you can do that within your community that's going to grow your network, and people are just going to want to do what you're doing. or they're going to want the products that you're taking because they're fabulous and we all look fabulous, right? So you're just going to be meeting new people. So I wanted to share that tonight. I hope you guys go and check that out. Again, at meetup.com. Put in all of the stuff you love. This is going to bring people that are like you to you. So don't just go clicking on a bunch of stuff you're not interested in.
Yeah.
Click on the things you're interested in so that these are your people. Because that meetup, your tribe is there. Your ambassador diamond is there. They're in those groups meeting people. You've just got to get out and meet them. So that's my little tidbit for tonight. I hope that helps. If you guys have any questions, definitely you can send me a message. I'm happy to help.
I love that, Tan. Thank you so much. I don't know a lot about that, so that's exciting. It's so, you want people's contacts. Like, it's so great. You know, I hear all the time people give Blitz cards to people, but unless you're getting the contacts, how are you following up with these people? How are they going to become your next customer, next distributor, right? You know, I used to do that in the beginning, like put out Blitz cards everywhere. Like, well, no, you need that one-on-one connection with people. It's
a blitz without contact information is a failed blitz.
Yeah, exactly. It's so true.
Right?
Thanks, Jan, so much. That's awesome. Jen, are you there? I can't find you. Jennifer.
Yeah, I'm here.
Oh,
I'm here.
There you are. I don't see you.
Sorry, I don't have video right now.
Well, that's okay. No worries. I love what you're doing. Jen's doing something I love. Well, she'll share with you. I'll stop talking.
Okay, so it's the last couple of months. I've been, kind of what Tanya's been talking about as well as with the groups, but the groups that I'm working with are the ones I'm doing on Facebook. So I'm pretty sure that almost all of you are in a keto group, and that's where all of the It Works distributors kind of flocked, and like they're really cracking down on people who they're letting into these groups, because we just didn't really know what to do once we got into these groups, because we were just so excited about all these amazing products that we were going to have. So I'm a part of a lot of groups. Pick things, like Tanya said, that interest you, that you can participate in, that you can be genuine about, that you can carry a conversation on about. On Facebook, there's a group for absolutely everything. It doesn't matter where you are, it doesn't matter what you're interested in, there's a group on Facebook for it. So you can join with local moms. There's the ones that I'm a part of, like I love traveling, even though I can't travel because I've got small kids. I just love watching other people get their traveling and sharing their stories. I'm a part of a lot of cooking and recipe pages. Pets, we love our boxers, and I'm in groups about boxers, and we share stories about our pets. And those are the things that you can build genuine relationships on, things that you can relate to in day to day. So when you get into these groups, once you've picked the group that you're really comfortable with and that you're interested in, interact. So post in these groups, comment, use the love status or the wow status. Those are the things that will really increase your interaction. So one of the things that I was doing in the keto group, because they were, they were really strict about selling, because all the keto groups got really overwhelmingly full right away. So a post option that I was kind of doing just to feel out some of the people that were in that group. So something I just said was, help, my hair started thinning out. I'm taking a supplement now, but is this something that's normal? So the people in that group, they were able to relate to that, because that is something that happens when you're on the keto diet for some people. And it created the interest of, oh, well, if you're taking a supplement now, like, what are you taking? Like, I'm interested. So that was kind of built through the comments. I was able to get a couple of customers from that one post. But those are the types of things where you don't want to, it's not about advertising, it's about talking to people about real situations. So if you're in a group and you don't really know anything about it, or if it's not something that really is interest to you, it's going to be really hard to carry on a conversation with somebody genuinely. So something else also that I did was you can start your own group. So what I did as a spin-off from the keto groups, because they were so full and they were a little overwhelming, was I did my own keto beginner recipe page. And it started off with just a few friends. People knew that I had started the diet, and they were kind of interested, like where I started and what I was doing. And instead of just blasting it on my regular news feed, I just asked a few of my friends if they were interested. So it started off with probably about 150 people. And, we were just swapping recipes and what are you guys trying? And where did you get this, dressing or whatever, just very casual. But the more that I was interacting in all of my other groups, I was getting 50 to 60 member requests for my personal keto recipe page. So I was trying to figure out what the heck was going on, because it was a closed group. It was only my friends. These are just random people that are trying to add this page. And it really came down to how much I was interacting in the other pages. If I wasn't interacting in my other groups, I got maybe 5 member requests for that day. So the more that you interact in your other groups, Facebook will show your group as a suggestion to anybody else who's in that group. So you're now, I think, I can't even keep up. I think I have 2,500 member requests for my one recipe page. And honestly, I'm not a keto star. I just love doing it. And it's been really great for me and my husband. But if you're not into keto, another group that I had started, a couple of years ago with my husband was, he's really into biking, mountain biking. So we did a local group for anybody who wanted to get together for trail rides or family rides, spring, summer, through the winter. And, people, they're all local. Some of them are people that we don't know. Some of them were friends of friends. And, that's just part of our lifestyle, health and wellness. And when he goes to meet up with these guys to go biking, I throw some greens at him and, he shares them with his friends before they go on their trail ride. So you can interact. I know that usually if you're running social media, it's because you don't have, for me, I don't have the ability to drop stuff and, head out for meetings as much as I would love to. And it's harder for me to schedule, wrap parties and stuff away from my home. So these groups are really good for me to meet new people and to get to know people still genuinely, but still being able to be at home with my kids. Yeah. And then the one other thing I was going to say is never, ever, ever add somebody to a group without asking them first.
Oh my gosh, yes.
Because it's going to throw off at all the work that you've done. Always check with them. Join your friends groups. If your friends start a group, join their group and support them. But don't join their group if it's another sales company. Those ones will just flood your feed and clutter up everything that you're trying to do. But if your friend starts a mom group, absolutely, get into those. And I really believe that it's quality over quantity when it comes to groups like that. You don't need to spam 1,500 people. You could have a small group of 50 to 60. And if each one of those people invites their one close friend, I feel like that kind of group is a lot better than jumping into a group that has 1,000 people in it.
Yeah, exactly. That's amazing, Jen. Thank you for all that.
Yeah, no problem.
I love groups. I've met a lot of amazing people in groups. So thank you, Tan and Jen. That was great. I know we're almost at an hour, so we're going to kind of get through. I know I want you to hear these next few ladies, and then we'll try and wrap it up right away after that. But one thing, a lot of the ladies and men on my team like to do vendor events, belly to belly, in-person parties, like we were just kind of talking about earlier. but these ladies, their focus is that right now. And a lot of them grew that way from the beginning. A lot of them are getting into it now. So Robin, Tara, Jackie, if you want to share a little bit about what you're doing, what's working for you. And you guys have some really great tips. You guys all kind of do something a little bit different, which is great.
I don't know who you want to go first, Tanis. Does it matter?
Oh, you can go. You go.
Okay. Hi, I'm Jackie. I'm a presidential diamond leader. I've been with It Works for 5.5 years. So hi, everybody. I built my business on doing home parties, belly to belly, vendor events. I've set up in malls. I've done trade shows. I've done it all. I've done it all for many years. And yeah, and I also, the meetup thing is a great thing. That's something I've done recently to grow my business as well. I came out and I moved to a new province, and I didn't know anybody when I moved out here. And so I immediately got on Meetup before I even got here, registered, and one of the first groups that I ever joined was like a Babes in Business group, and that launched all the friendships that I have to this day in this area that have led to other friendships and have just kept growing. And a matter of fact, in that group, in that meeting room that we go to every 2 weeks, I started doing home parties there. Like I didn't want to, I was kind of like, we were renting at first and I wasn't ready to have people over, and I was meeting so many new people. I wasn't really comfortable with having them in my house. So I started having wrap parties at the venue that we have our meetings at. So that was a great way to get people, and they all knew where it was because that's where I met them.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just a really fun way to have parties. So I was having home parties, but not at home. And so that worked out really well for me. And I'm really glad you guys brought that up because I kind of forgot about that connection and everything like that. But like, you know, I've been here for just over 3 years now, and like Meetup has like literally helped me in so many different ways, meet so many different people from all over Kelowna. So it's been super cool. Okay, so a couple things I want to share about parties. I'm going to go really quick because I know we're running, you know, tight for time, and I talk really quick. So if I'm going too fast, and somebody let me know. But one of the things I want to say is that there's just nothing like having a home party. There's nothing like getting together with people one-on-one, and I don't care whether it's a coffee date or whether it's, you know, you're having a couple of friends over at your place to like, you know, sample some stuff, or have a glass of wine at your girlfriend's place and get her to invite a few people over. Have fun with it. Be casual, be yourself, you know, but just find a way to, you know, do some of your, like share some stuff because people want to hear about it. Everybody wants to know about keto right now. Like you guys were just talking about that. Everybody wants to know about keto right now. So, you know, even just bringing a couple of samples because you're going out for maybe a different reason. Maybe you're going out to meet up with the girls to go out, you know what I mean? You're going to have a couple drinks ahead of time. You can kind of have a little bit of a party before you go out on the town and stuff like that. Like be creative, you know, just make sure you have your products with you and stuff like that. And you can kind of like, the thing about having an It Works presentation, like a party, you can literally do it in like 20 minutes. You can do it in, you know, half an hour. You can do it in 10 minutes if you're really creative. You know, it doesn't have to be a big elaborate thing. Like I know when we think of home party, we think, you know, we have to designate all this time and everything like that. But like sometimes this world is just speeding up so fast and people just want things like this. So be creative and just make sure you're really prepared and professional. So have your samples on you, things like that. But if you are wanting to fill your calendar and you want to build your, you know, your business that way, which is how I built my entire business, was filling my calendar. You know, there's lots of ways to do it. I think one of the most important thing is asking and making sure you let people know how fun it is. You want to make sure that if you're asking somebody to have a home party for you, that you let them know what's involved, because sometimes people just say no because they're scared and they don't really understand what you're asking them. So, you know, just say, you know, oh yeah, I'd love for you to try some of my products. And you know what, you can actually try a wrap for free if you invite a couple of friends over to try it with you. And I mean, literally, you guys, that's how I grew my business, by just like giving people a free wrap, by letting them invite their friends over to try with them. And then their friends are buying the wraps at like the $30 or $35 point, 25 if you're in the US. And really it was just that simple. And so, I mean, like you can party your way all the way to the top. But I mean, I know that a lot of people are building online, but I think it's really important to be creative and kind of try a little bit of everything. And also, I want to say too, is having your own launch party too. Invite people over to your place and stuff like that. Because sometimes people they just don't want to clean the house, or they just don't want to be bothered to do that kind of stuff. So invite them to your house. Get them to invite a friend or two over with you, and next thing you know, you have 5 or 6 girls over, and everybody's got a wrap on, and you're trying the greens and different things like that. So anything that you can do in order to allow people to try our products, because as soon as people try them, they want them. I'll tell you guys, you want to get that product in people's hands, and you want them sampling, tasting, and things like that. There's a reason why Costco has free samples out, I think it's like every afternoon, is because as soon as you taste something, you try it, the science behind it is you're going to want it. Like, everybody knows that. So let people sample the coffee, let them sample the greens choose, let them try the skincare, defining gel, like everything that we have, you can find a way to let somebody sample it. And so, I'm going to kind of leave it at that, because I know there's lots that you guys want to cover, and there's a couple other girls that want to, obviously have a chance to share some of their awesome tips. So I'm going to leave it at that.
Thank you, Jackie, so much. That's great. I love it. It just goes to show you that anyone can be successful in this business. It doesn't matter what you do. I know Robin and Tara are doing lots of vendor events, sample parties, one-on-ones. Robin, do you want to go ahead? I know you're looking at me, so I'm going to look at you. You go ahead. Did you unmute yourself? No, you're muted.
You want me to go? I'm unmuted. Oh,
Robin's talking right now. Robin, you have to unmute
Tara.
yourself.
That's Tara. Oh, there we go.
No, but Robin was talking. we just couldn't hear her.
Can you hear me?
Tara, you go last, because we need a big Tara moment at the end. No pressure.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear
me.
you.
Okay.
No pressure, Tara.
Okay, so I'll just go really quick. We did an event at a nail salon a couple weeks ago, and it went really well. And all we did was had our we did a free facial, and it was the greens and defining gel, and I added our coconut oil to it. And we used the chocolate greens because it was before Valentine's Day. So it was kind of like a Valentine's Day thing. And the gal from the nail salon did a paraffin hand treatment. And then there was a Lip Sense girl there, and there was a Monate girl there. So they were doing their hair. But it's just really easy to get with a couple other, people that are in, network marketing and do something like that. It doesn't take, much. And if you're offering something free, they're all for it. I mean, all these girls were so excited. We had so many people. We made them sign in if they were going to do a facial. And then we did swag bags. So we had 50 swag bags, and we put in a Blitz card with our wow. And we've got one person that is booking a facial party from it. And we've got 2 loyal customers so far. So it's just, like Jackie said, getting in front of people, letting them try stuff. We had keto coffee with us, so I mixed some of that up. We've got another vendor event coming up, and I mean, my goal is to, for me to at least do 1 a month, and I would like to do, more if we can find them. And you just have to be diligent in finding them and checking with your local chamber of commerce. There's a lot of Facebook groups out there that, you can find these events. And if you, I've done a few of them myself, and you just have to find a location. I'm fortunate enough, my sister has a building that we can use, but we've done a couple of them. And if you do them in conjunction with a fundraiser, I think that helps too, because, you're we did a fundraiser for a local animal shelter. And then we also did a fundraiser for a friend of ours that had been in a serious accident. She had a head injury. So just doing that kind of stuff, and you're you're helping your community, and it brings in people, and you're just always meeting new people.
Exactly.
So
that's great, Robin. Thank you.
Uh-huh.
I love, and another thing you do, you're always doing parties, online and in person, meeting up with your team and stuff. So I like how all you guys are sharing a little bit something different here. So that's really great. Tara, can you tell us what you've been doing? Tara's very quiet, you guys. So let's, I'm joking. Tara is zesty. Hey, Tara, can you mute yourself? Otherwise,
I'm like chatting and I'm like, yep, not there.
see, she's so excited. She's just talking with everybody, being on mute.
So I want to be quick because I know we've been on here for a while, but I actually, just so everyone knows, I was trying to do the social media thing and like behind the scene. And for me, I felt like I was like struggling in that area. And then I was like, I listened to Tanis and she was like, be the leader, lead from the front. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do what I want to do. So I started to do parties and events. And for me, I do events. I have at least 2 events booked every single month all the way until the end of the year. And for parties, my goal is to have at least 2 wrap parties every single month. And a couple tips I actually can give for events, because I love events. I'm a very outgoing person, is take advantage of this whole keto thing. I have an entire area on my table set up. It's like a fit bar. It's like a fitness area that's only for the keto. And I have the sampling of the keto coffee. What I do is if you have like a Walmart or like a store like that nearby, they have these like little kettles. You fill it up in water when you get there. Note to self, always bring bottles with you because sometimes their water is not the best. And then it takes like 2 minutes to boil. And then you can already have your keto coffee inside like a little like thermos. And I put my chocolate greens in there. And then I sample that. I'll have samples of the chews out. I'll have samples of little protein bars. I do that. That gets a lot of people because just like what Robin said, when they taste it or they feel it, they want it. Mm-hmm. And a couple tips I can give for parties. Here's a really good one. Invite your friend, have people invite their friends over and tell them that you're going to have a wine and wow night. You'll supply the wine, you'll supply the wow. Guaranteed everyone that has a glass of wine and have the wow are all going to want to join because they're all relaxed. Yep. Another good tip is too, you can have those late at night. You can have them like around like at 8 o'clock at night, have them come in like, like their yoga pants or whatever. So that way they leave and they're all set to go when they go home. Mm-hmm. A couple of other tips too is when you're doing events, follow up with every single lead, even if they're a winner or not. And do not tell them what the prize is. You can text them or message them right away. I like to use the voice messenger if you can, either on iPhone or Facebook, and let them know that, hey, you stopped by my event last week at like the Polish Community Center, for example, and I just wanted to let you know you're one of my winners. Let's get together and let's chat about that. And then leave it as is. They don't know what they won. You can easily, when they contact you, you'll find out who's serious, and then all of a sudden you can say you want a free spa night for you and your friends. Bring 10 of your friends, and if one of your friends brings 3 of their friends, they're gonna wrap for free. Mm-hmm. That's all I got. I just want to give a couple of tips, amazing. And I wanted to share that.
Guys, thank you so much. I'm just going to go over quickly, and then Steph's going to end something with a little something that we were talking about earlier. But I want to talk quickly about Fortune is in the follow-up, you guys. Messaging people, I have always been from day one, I've done a little bit of everything because when I joined, I really needed to be making money and quick. I had to get to diamond, right? So another thing with that is if you're joining and you really have big goals, you need to print off your chart. I remember having no idea what the charts were, but you need to have that roadmap in front of you. Jackie's kind of smiling at me right now. So I want to share a little bit, something really here quickly, okay? I watched someone for a year on Facebook. I just kept watching her and watching her and watching her. She asked me once, she wasn't really, she never followed up with me again. And I just kept watching her, right? So meanwhile, someone in my area had joined, and I kind of knew this girl. And so I was like, you know what, I'll just sign up with her. So if you're not following up with people, Jackie or Robin or Chelsea or Steph, they're going to follow up with the person, they're going to join with them. So that's one thing I'm really going to say is you need to follow up with people. It's the 6th to 13th contact of following up with people. I think so many times people follow up with people, and if they ignore them or they don't reply back to them, they just, that person's not interested. I know there's people on my team I followed up with 7 months or over a year. One person I followed up with her for a year for, you guys, is Carol Ann, and she's the #1 earner in Canada, right? So, it's so important to be people's friends and to be really, really genuine. I really focus a lot on being friends with people and building a relationship and always showing my journey. I'm very consistent. I will never take a day off, even if I'm having a bad day. So whether it's Facebook or in person, work a little bit of your business every single day. Another thing I really, really recommend is send people samples. Set up your auto ship, do parties, do contests in your parties, or whether it's in person or online, and do contests. Even for your team too. I know of girls on my team, maybe they can't necessarily afford to be doing samples and everything, but I'll help my team, you know, get their potentials, right? I mean, I want to grow my team and help my team, right? So that's something I've always done, is send a thank you card, ask referrals from my customers. And you guys, from day one, I never knew what I was doing. Like, I was just, you know, excited, happy, consistent, and just being friendly and nice to people. You know, I remember printing out my diamond chart, and actually Jackie Z, she did my launch party, and I thought everyone was going to come, sign up, all become distributors and customers, but you have to follow up with people, right? I mean, you know, if that girl that I watched for over a year on Facebook wasn't consistent and excited and sharing her journey, I don't know where I'd be right now, you know? And I feel bad. I mean, I'm happy I joined with the girl I did because I know all you guys and I'm on this team, but you have to follow up with people. It's so, so important. Another thing quickly, when I say about charts and promoting, you have to know what you want. If you just join and you're just kind of, you know, having it go by and by and by, oh, you know, I'll get there. If you don't have a set out goal in front of you, if you're not making a vision board or a dream board or writing things down, guess what? It's not going to happen. People who write down their goals, I mean, Denise always says this, you guys, if you write down your goals, I think it's like 80% of more people reach their goals. I don't know if it's exactly 80%, but you need to write down. And like I said, it doesn't mean you need to be spending 24 hours a day working your business. A little bit every single day consistently adds up. You know, and then you know, anyone can go, you know, diamond or presidential or ambassador. It's just being consistently consistent. That makes sense, right? Just over time, right? So it doesn't matter if someone got there before you, or maybe your journey is taking a little bit longer. Don't compare yourself to anyone else. I know I chatted with some of my girls today and they were feeling, you know, frustrated about things. But one thing my husband always says to me, insanity is doing the same thing over and over again without results. So if something isn't working for you, you need to change it, right? I mean, I'm not going to keep doing, you know, vendor events if they're not really my thing, right? I've done vendor events. I like them, but I like to do Facebook, Instagram. I like to meet up with people. But the more consistent and excited you are, the better you're going to be in your business. Like, you know, if you take like, I mean, I know there's girls who I had a girl on my team, for example, she took months off, okay? Like 5 months. She came back, she did one post, and because no one wasn't interested, she like threw in the towel, right? So like, you have to be consistent. People are watching you. You know, no one wants to support someone if they're not excited about their business. I don't want to support Sally in her business if she doesn't care, right? But if she's really excited about her business, she's sharing the products and the opportunity and what it's doing for her family, that's gonna make me interested. And I absolutely do support my friends and other businesses, whether if I buy products for them, they support me, or maybe they send me people. But I will not support someone who isn't interested in their business. I'm going to buy from someone else who is really needing this for their family. They're really, you know, excited about their business and where they're going. So very, very important. Following up with people, you guys, is everything. The girl you don't follow up with could sign up with someone else and could be the next diamond leader on your team, right? Or your next person to go diamond, or whatever you need, right? So follow up with people. It's so important. Be their friend. Charting, like I said, with promoting you guys, it baffles me when people have been in the business like over a year and they don't know what a chart is, right? So you need, if you want to go forward, you really need to put in that work and figure it out. I mean, I printed out a diamond chart right away, and I just asked my upline. I was like, okay, what do I need to do? Okay, I need to sign up distributors. I need to help them. No idea what I was doing to get diamond. Really had no idea what I was doing until I got to double diamond, right? Because when you join, you become a leader, right? And you know, some people are born with skills that they already have that leadership role, but a lot of us have never done anything like this before. I've never done anything like this before. So it's just always learning, failing. Who cares if people say things? You just keep pushing forward and learning and growing. So very, very important. Follow up with people, okay? Steph is going to share a little bit something. I don't know if you guys have seen the Christina Watts video kind of going around. But if you haven't, let me know. But Steph's going to share a little bit of something about that. Just she had some, you know, takeaways from it, like pushing forward to, excel in her business and everything. And she wanted to talk about that. So Steph, I just saw you. I don't know where you went.
Can you
there
hear me?
You are. Hi, there you are. Hi, Steph.
Are you okay?
Yeah.
The sound's okay? Okay.
Yeah, you're good.
My second time using my computer and it's kind of far, so.
You're good.
I have all my notes here. I'm going to try and do it as fast as possible.
Awesome. We're just so much fun.
I'm less freaked out now that there's 50, a third of people have gone, so it's not as scary.
Well, they're lost. No, it's okay. I'm recording this. I know it's late for people, so.
Yeah. I was going to start off by saying that before this business, I was so shy. So I want anyone who feels like, this is scary to talk or anything. I'm 5.5 years in the business. I'm still scared to talk, but there's something about this business that just makes that little tiny person inside of you get bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And it's up to you if you cap it. You can cap it at a certain point and you can let her come all the way out, right? So I'm kind of in that phase where I'm just letting her fly. I'm done and I'm letting her fly. So I want to tell you guys a couple of things that have really taken me from a little tiny mouse to I'm ready to fly and soar. I'll start off by saying that I'm Stephanie Ash. I'm a double diamond with the company. I've been in 5.5 years. When Jackie, my upline, told me about this, I was like, what? I thought this was crazy. I thought this was really silly. I wanted nothing to do with it. She invited me to a wrap party. I didn't read it. I went to her wrap party just to support her as a friend. And it's amazing how you go from wanting nothing to do with this to realizing what this can do for other people and seeing whoa, this is huge. So I saw that opportunity and I jumped all in. I actually went from Ruby to Double Diamond in my 7th month in the business because we basically just got busy. We just did one-on-ones and parties, phone calls. We just got it done. And this was before the social media days. And so then my boyfriend and I, we basically gave everybody a month warning and said we were moving. Yeah, eat your raisins, buddy. This is your time to sit with raisins. We moved to Vancouver Island and then life got in the way and crazy stuff happened and just life happened and life happens to all of us. We're all going through stuff. We all have relationship stuff, family stuff. What? Okay, I'll just hold you. Of course you want Mama right now.
I love that you're sharing this too, because I feel like a lot of people need to hear this, right? Because we're human, right?
Yeah, I think we feel Facebook is a highlight reel, and yes, we need to make sure we keep our crap off of there and use your Facebook as a stage and not a trash can. But that's not to say that you're not supposed to be perfect and you're not supposed to have down days and going through hard times. I'll tell you, when we moved out here, we almost broke up 1,000,000 times, and there were so many times where it was just I didn't know what I was doing with my life, and I got complacent in my business. I've been making residual income every single month since I've joined. I've never not made money. I got to a point where I had to ask myself, or say to myself, enough is enough. Sorry, he's tooting on my arm. I got to a point where enough was enough. And so because I opened, stuff started flowing in. So I want you guys to know that if you feel why isn't anything happening? Why isn't anyone coming? How come nobody's whatever? You might be closed. You might not be actually willing to receive it. So when you actually go from I'm turning red because I'm trying to talk so fast. When you are in your head and you're going on and on about all the things that are going wrong and all the things and you're anxious and everything like that, get into your heart, figure out how to get into your heart and listen to your heart. And your heart's trying to tell you who to contact, who to message, what to do. Stop ignoring it. So the first thing, before I get into the Christina Watts thing, is the 5-second rule.
Oh, yeah.
Life-changing. You guys need to listen to the 5-second rule. It's what got me from thinking to doing. So the second I have the urge to call somebody, message somebody, post something, I do it within 5 seconds. I get out of bed within 5 seconds every single day. I get no sleep because this guy is the worst sleeper in the whole world. And I just push forward with the 5-second rule. It's a must-have for your whole life. So definitely listen to that. And again, because I was open and all this stuff started flowing in, one of the biggest things for me now is that Christina Watts video. So what she's doing is she totally actually erased all of her work stuff off her profile. And before I get into it, if when you watch it, it doesn't speak to you, don't do it. Do whatever. If what you're doing is working, continue doing what you're doing. But if what you're doing isn't working, stop spinning your wheels and change it. like there's people in the top that post it works all day long. There's people in the top that don't post it works all day long. So you got to do what works for you, and you have to do what actually, like if you're having an inner conflict about something and you're like, every time you post, that's gonna be part of it. Like you have to you have to feel good about the way you're working your business. So find a way that works for you, that lets you still be yourself. So what spoke to me was when she said, like when people would message her and be like, oh, your kids are so cute. Oh, like, what do you do for a living and this and that? And then like a day later, like pitch the business on her. And she's like, I totally knew you were just building that relationship with me to pitch your business. And that is something that spoke well to, like, pretty strong to me. And so I really suggest that video if you're struggling. If what you're doing is working, then maybe you don't need it. But if you feel like you want to change things up, definitely watch it. It's unlike anything I've ever watched. Another thing that has been really critical and key for me is self-awareness. Be really aware of what you're doing, how you're feeling, your intentions that you put out there. If you're blitzing somebody and you're like, no one's going to call me, then no one's going to call you. Like, you get back what you put out, right? Law of attraction is very real. Figure out what your strengths are. Every single one of you are really good at 2 or 3 things. Maybe it's cooking, maybe it's organization, maybe you're really good at being a parent, maybe you're a really good friend, or you're a good listener, you're a good talker. Figure out what you're really good at and use that in your business. Like you can definitely provide value in some areas. Like maybe you went to school for something that you want nothing to do with, but other people might learn from it. So start sharing things you've learned. People love to learn little tips. I hope you guys don't hear him. Right before I got on this call, I was speaking with somebody on a family member who made me mad. I told them that I'm planning on baby number 2, and that person said to me, Alpha's going to meet my boyfriend who is in film, and he's always away. He's always working like in Vancouver, so we hardly ever see him. And because I got complacent in my business, I never really did anything about it. But now, like, I got to a point where I was mad. Like, enough is enough. I'm sick of being in debt. I'm sick of us struggling. I'm sick of the paycheck to paycheck life. Like, I know what we're capable of. I know what we have our hands on. I will never, ever skip to another company because I know it can be done. And I love our products. I use them all day long. We all use the products. So it's a matter of, like, you have to forgive yourself, first of all, but also get mad at where you're at and do something about it, because no one's going to show up at your door with, like, here you go, problem solved. It doesn't work that way. So this person said to me, Alf's going to need to get another job. He's going to need to get a different job because it's not fun having 2 babies at home by yourself. It's no fun, trust me. And I was like, and I just wrote back, well, we're excited. And I wrote, it works. And I put this thing, and I just said, like, it works. But it made me realize, like, I haven't proven myself yet. And it just fired me up to prove to them that he doesn't have to go change his job. It can be done. You know what I mean? When you decide you've had enough, nothing can stop you. So it doesn't matter how you work your business. It's not about, like, I got to find all the secrets. I got to do what that person's doing, this person. You have to be so fired up that that you deserve this and nothing can get in your way. And then your message will get across, whether it's in person, social media, whatever it is you're doing. So definitely make sure that you're willing and open to receiving, because if you're closed off and you're negative and you're complaining, it's not going to come through. And a couple of quotes I want to leave you with that I was really inspired by lately. I heard on a Zoom somebody said, when you have butterflies, teach them to fly in formation. I thought that was so beautiful. And when you have a vision, nothing gets in your way. But when you don't have a vision, everything gets in your way. And that's actually, like, literally true.
I love that.
Close your eyes and walk around your house. Everything's going to get in your way. You open them, you can see where you're going. It's the exact same thing. And Pam just posted about this. You have to visualize where you're going. Not just, like, a new car. Like, what color is it? How fast does it go? What music are you playing? Where are you driving it? Who's in the car with you? What are the seats made of? Like, all that stuff. You have to put yourself in that vision and the dream, and know that it's coming. It can't be, oh, I hope this works. Oh, we'll see where this goes. If you're in this, like, then maybe that'll be a hobby for you. But if you want big things with this, you have to know that it's going to happen. And when you feel jealous of other people, be aware of that. Use your self-awareness and go, how come I'm jealous of that girl? It's because she has what I want, not because I hate her.
Mhm.
It's because she's doing something I want. So go and like learn from that person. You know what I mean? Like let it inspire you. So yeah, like I said, if you feel like what you're doing isn't working, check out that Christina Watts video, because every single minute of it spoke to me, and it might speak to you, and so it's worth a watch.
That's awesome stuff. Yeah, like if you don't, you have to believe it. You have to believe that you can do it, right? And I really appreciate all you ladies tonight, and that was great. Like I always love getting on a Zoom or a training or a party or meeting up with someone, or just find what works with you and run with it. You don't need to know everything, right? Like you don't need to know everything. That's what you have the team pages for. And I love what you shared, Steph, about like the car or whatever, the detail or whatever it is, right? Because that's like when Denise asked you guys what your number is, you know. And I remember the first thing when I joined, and I asked Jackie, I was like, I want to know what she made. Like, I mean, I think it's kind of rude sometimes when people ask that, right? But in our business, it's a little bit different, right? And when she told me, I was like, holy crap. Like, I was like, what? And I was like, okay, what do I do? What do I need to do, right? And so there is no secret sauce. You just find out what works for you. You're going to fail. People are going to say no to you. People are going to be mean like they are to Steph, saying some silly person messaging you, saying something about your having another child. But at the end of the day, you have to want this so bad. Like it has to be your priority, right? All you guys who are on here tonight, it was a priority for you guys. So whether you want to get to executive or diamond or presidential or ambassador, maybe black diamond, just put in the work, be consistent, you know, ask for help and plug in. It's always the same people who plug in, right? You know, Pam always says it's easier to give birth than to raise the dead. And I have had a lot of my girls the past few days saying, oh, my team's not working. Oh, this person's not working. You know what? There's people out there who need this and want this. Don't chase people. People will show you. People will show you who they are and what they want. So I really appreciate all you guys tonight, and I will post the recording. I need to put my kid to bed, and of course my husband's not home. So I really appreciate you guys all being on here tonight, and I hope it helped you guys, and I love doing these. So have a good night, you guys.
Before you close it off.
Oh, sorry.
Everybody want to smile so that everybody's aware.
Make sure we all look pretty. Of course we already do anyway. Are we still smiling? Okay. Okay, thanks guys. I'll just keep smiling. Thanks guys. Have a good night. I appreciate you guys. Thanks.